Hacking incidents, no matter how minor, should not be trivialized because they can affect lives. Cybersecurity experts Channel NewsAsia spoke with made this point on the back of a string of recent cyber attacks in Singapore. These have affected various websites, including those of schools and the government. Imelda Saad with this week's two-part spotlight on hacking.
73-year-old Rosalind Soon was a victim of hackers not once, but twice. The first time was 3 years ago when her email got hacked and her identity stolen.
My friends were all receiving email from me, purportedly from me, to send me money in London because I was stuck in London with no money and I had to come back.
More recently, her credit card was compromised. She received a bank statement with a charge of about $1,800. She's never used her card before.
It definitely affects lives. It makes life difficult for us. And as the population ages, you have more and more of us, more elderly ones, who are not so computer literate, but we still want to use a computer. And we don't know when our information, our details are going to be hacked.
A check on hacker forums show an astounding amount of personal data circulated online. Now, this site, for example, has links called credit card dumps. It lists details of individuals from all over the world, and information you can get here include credit card numbers, CVV codes, a person's handphone number, and even his home address. And last I checked, there were 4 Singaporeans on this particular list. I called one of them, a 46-year-old service manager who admitted to having his credit card compromised. He has since cancelled the card but felt uneasy when I told him that his personal information was still available and being circulated online.
Awful feelings like my information, my address, my phone numbers, my email address is out there somewhere, so people can look through. If they want to look for information about me, they could come into this website and locate me where I stay. That's for any reason, or could intend to do some harm to me or my family.
In November, some 4,000 individuals who had participated in events held by the Singapore Art Museum had their personal information illegally uploaded on a New Zealand-based server. The person or persons believed to be behind the leak goes by the name Controlled Salad on Twitter. The person or group have also claimed to have uncovered thousands of email addresses and names, including the personal data of some civil servants. The link has since been removed. More recently, bank statements of over 600 of Standard Chartered wealthiest clients were found on an alleged hacker's laptop. So what happens if you find yourself in such a situation? What can you do if your personal data gets exposed online? Well, legal experts I spoke with say once your information is out there in cyberspace, there's really nothing much you can do to control its spread. What you can do is try to limit its access. For example, by issuing a takedown notice to the owners or operators of websites. Beyond that, legal experts say there are existing laws to protect the individual.
There are existing laws in relation to harassment and to ensuring that people do not stalk you. I mean, whether or not your information has been put on the internet, if someone is determined to find you, they will, right? The reality is information is quite freely available today. But one must not forget that there are existing protection measures. The police will obviously step in where there are genuine cases of harassment and of people abusing, knowledge they have.
Hacking is described as an unauthorized attempt to violate a computer security. Cybersecurity experts say there are different types of hackers. There are the criminal gangs. They aim to commit crime, steal data, money, and credit card information. Then you have what's known as the black hats. These are the gurus or the experts with the most advanced computer skills. They identify new attacks and vulnerabilities, but may not have criminal intent. They usually take down servers and secured networks and systems. There are also the white hats. These are security experts hired by governments and organizations to assess a network infrastructure to make sure they're secured. Then there are the hacktivists. One of the more well-known groups calls itself the Anonymous.
We are anonymous and we believe that we have your undivided attention.
This group is often politically or socially motivated. They have skills in programming and computer technology and often leave their mark on government websites. Finally, the novice or beginners. This group typically looks for fun. They download tools used by skilled hackers and engage in activities like defacement of websites as well as cracking passwords. Cybersecurity experts say hacking, no matter how superficial it may seem, should be taken seriously.
We also should not trivialize this. Because this may also lead to other more serious security breaches. Right? This is kind of the first layer of defense. Right? Is to break into your website. If you know the password used by a system administrator, potentially you can also do other more damaging things.
Authorities here have described hacking as nothing short of terrorism and akin to someone coming into your home uninvited. One of the more prominent hacking cases is that of American Gary McKinnon, who allegedly went on a 13-month hacking spree in 2021. He's accused of hacking into 97 US military and NASA computers, and at one point he supposedly crashed computers belonging to the Military District of Washington, one of the major US Army commands. Hacking is often mentioned in pop culture, and some I spoke with have expressed concern that youths may hail the suspects charged in the recent hacking cases in Singapore as heroes.
I think there's a danger in perhaps misinterpreting it, perhaps misunderstanding that yes, it can be a serious offence, and I think we should have moved beyond that by this stage as well. I think there have been many incidents like this for years now. If it is considered a serious offence, whatever the intent of the individual might be, whether it's malicious or not, if it's an offence, it's an offence. So whether the youth consider it cool or not isn't really the point. I think it's what the regulatory framework is and the legislative framework is significant.
Depending on the offence, a person convicted under the Computer Misuse and Cybersecurity Act could be fined up to $100,000 and jailed up to 20 years.
Security experts say cyber threats will continue to evolve, so laws need to be updated. Now, the last time Singapore's Computer Misuse and Cybersecurity Act was updated was in January this year. What it does is to give the government greater power to take timely action against any cyber threat to Singapore's critical information infrastructure.